Haiku about Gibson via ChatGPT. Gibson guitars scorned, boomers pay for overpriced, quality ignored.
You know your guitars are bad when even the AI says so. Good morning, ladies, gentlemen, and bass players. It's time once again for SMG viewers' comments, so let's get the bullshit and get right to it, shall we?
Infamous words from a friend of mine. Don't try to make it idiot-proof. Someone will invent a better idiot.
And they always seem to wind up in my studio!
Okay, I'm just gonna say I have GGD Zillicabs, and this IR blows that out of the water. Sounds amazing with my Mark IV reamped.
Hey, dude, thanks so much for sharing that with me. I love hearing some positive feedback on that. That's regarding that free impulse response I released a few weeks back. I know a lot of you guys grabbed it. Glad to know it's working out so well for you. If some of you other guys have grabbed it, hey, let me know how it's working out for you. I'd love to hear from you. Now, speaking of IRs, just at the time of shooting this video, we should be doing a very, very, very limited release of the Prism IR platform. That's going to be something really cool. We're going to have some details on that over in the next couple weeks as we open it up. It's we're just doing a very small test run of it right now and make sure nothing's going to break before we release it to the general public. So if you were one of the early adopters, I'd like to say, hey, thank you very much. Great things are coming. Stay tuned. I think you guys are going to dig it, especially if you're into IRs.
So nothing to do in this video in particular, but more to do with audio snobbery you like to bash, and rightly so. Could you do a video on how you really can't hear the difference in sample rates?
Ooh. Boy, that's a real can of worms. You know, I remember seeing a debate on that on Gear Sluts like 20 years ago where somebody said, oh, 96 kilohertz versus 48. It's just like, is there something going on? Maybe. I think I've done one or two projects at 48 kilohertz just to see what's going on. It does sound really nice, but, you know, when it gets printed down, are we losing anything? Who the fuck knows? I mean, like, I haven't gone that far into the science of it. Is it a real difference or is it just imaginary? Fuck if I know. I really couldn't tell you either way. My suggestion would be is if you have 96 kilohertz recording capability, try it out, see if you like it for yourself. See how it works in your situation. I can't make that judgment for you. I don't think there's a big enough change. It's not like, you know, like changing speakers from, say, a vintage 30 to a creamback to like a Haiku Demon or something like that in your guitar cab. You're not going to get these massive shifts in tone from 96 kilohertz. But is it going to be a better template to work on? Possibly. Ultimately, you have to decide that for yourself.
Glenn, every time I see you react to these stupid, I realize there's a pattern here. The people doing these comments are just frustrated. Why they vent their frustrations in your section, fuck if I know. I think they're missing the point of making music. The point of making music is not to sound like the heaviest band on earth, it's to enjoy writing and recording your music. I do all my tracks in a GE200 and love every single second of it. To all the haters, you'll never feel accomplished as a musician until you feel good about yourself, and you won't feel good about yourself until you quit posting stupid questions.
Oh, I don't know about that, dude. I don't think there's that such thing as a stupid question. There's plenty of stupid statements, though. There's a lot of those in the comments. That's for sure. Most of them revolve around tubes, tone wood, and pickups, but, you know, hey, that's life. Now, personally, I don't mind the comments. I love hearing from you guys. Good, bad, doesn't matter. You got something to say? I want to hear from you. It lets me know that you're watching the show and you're listening to what's being said. And, you know, you guys have inspired so many episodes on this show in the comments. So all I can say is, yes, please keep doing that. It's great. I fucking love hearing from you. Hope to hear from you today, especially if you wasted a bunch of money on a camper.
Glenn, my only problem with digital amps is the latency. Any tips on that?
Yeah, get an RME interface. The drivers are amazing and you won't have any latency issues.
Hi, Glenn. What do you think about Kramer Guitars?
Truth be told, I probably haven't played one since the 80s, so I don't know, really. I mean, like, I know Gibson bought them. I think, is that Kramer Mustaine still coming out? I heard it might have been canceled. Maybe somebody could clue me in on that. If that is still happening, that might be a cool guitar to get on the show, see if they do it better than the US-made guitar. Interesting to see where that would go anyway. Yeah, the jury's out on Kramer. I'd like to see possibly something on the show. Maybe we can get a Fearless Gear review of that at some point. That might be really cool. That being said, this video should be out by the time you're watching this. If you haven't seen the review on this, these are the Slate VSX headphones. I did an unsponsored review on these. You guys made that possible on the Monday Mix Reviews. You guys funded this, so I was able to give you a completely unsponsored and unbiased review. And make sure you check out that video. I'll have a link for it right here and at the end of the show as well, because it's if you're mixing in a small room, you don't have room for monitors, or you have troublesome acoustics in your room or whatnot, these might be just the ticket. watch the video, check it out. And at the time of shooting this, we also have the Kirk Hammett V review funded as well. So when I get back from NAMM, that's I'm going to put an order in for one of those, and we're going to get that on the show as well too. Monday Mix Reviews, it's happening every Monday. Come bring your mix. I'll help where I can and hopefully give you some advice or let you know if you're doing the right thing or not. It's been going on for well over a year now, and it's funded a lot of really cool reviews on this show, and it's just a really cool hang. Hope to see you guys in there. Once again, Mondays in the morning and in the evenings.
Glenn, we heard some crazy bass tones last week in Knieve videos. We're told you'd give some insight into it soon. Have I missed a video or is it still coming?
Unfortunately, it's still coming. We're right in the middle of the Prism release, and then the bass plugin's going to be first priority right after that comes out. Believe me, I want to make sure you guys get to play with this thing. I'm super proud of this one. We've been working on it for a very long time. It's getting me amazing bass tones. I can't wait to get it out the door, but unfortunately, it is going to take a little bit longer than we were hoping. That's how software development goes. You set a goal and you miss it, and you do the best you can. Real quick, this episode of Spectre Sound Studios has been sponsored once again by DistroKid, my favorite online music distribution service that I've been using since 2015. It's the one-stop shop to get your music online to all the major music streaming sites like Apple Music, Amazon, Google Play, and Spotify, plus over 150 smaller online music retailers as well. It costs a whopping $22.99 a year, and you get to keep 100% of your earnings. DistroKid also has lots of cool features, like getting your project more followers on Spotify with Hyperfollow, or change your image on Apple Music and iTunes, plus adding credits and liner notes to stores and streaming services. You can now list your musicians, contact info, social media profiles, and hundreds of other roles. There's also a synced lyrics feature, so you can have the lyrics play along to your Instagram and Apple Music posts. This is especially helpful because nobody can understand what the hell your singer's trying to say otherwise. The splits function works great for those long distance collaborations that everybody's doing, and splits also allows you to pay your collaborators automatically by percentage, so you can concentrate on making music instead of learning how to be an accountant. You can change the splits, plus add or remove collaborators at any time, and collaborators get a 50% discount on their DistroKid account as well. Drummers, we'll give you a second to do the math. There's 3 levels of plans available: Musician, Musician Plus, and even one for labels. I use DistroKid to put my music online, including this channel's theme song, The Eagle Has Landed, and even got a license through DistroKid for that cover of Moon on the Water we did a while back. Go to distrokid.com/VIP/Spectre today and grab yourself a 7% discount on the first year. Follow the link in the description below. And now it's time for the Butthurt of the Week.
Hey Glenn, an idea. Could you run the signal from guitars into amps in another room over Cat 5 like you are in your studio gear?
I'm going to lean towards saying no, but truth be told, I really haven't tried it. The problem with guitar signals is there's such a minute signal going through there. The longer your cable is, the more top end you're going to lose. And that is a real effect. You can measure that. That's why guitar cables usually don't go over 15, 20 feet, that kind of thing. I mean, occasionally there would be somebody who played with a 50-footer, and it would happen from time to time. But I just don't know how a guitar signal would work on the Cat 5 thing. It works great for mic level signals. It works amazing for line level signals, but for actual high impedance guitar signals, fuck if I know. Guess I should try that at some point.
I will say this, even if you're recording, mixing, and mastering yourself and not sending it off to someone, get a direct box. You'll never know when you need one.
Oh yes, the direct box. That's something I can highly recommend. Doesn't really matter what brand, just fucking get one. I love the Countryman one. IK's got an awesome one. Here's the thing, I've never once seen somebody buy a direct box and say, you know what, I really wish I hadn't spent the money on that. That's never fucking happened. It's literally one of those things that's going to sit in your studio and you're going to use your entire life, and it's just going to be fucking reliable, and it's going to be there, and it's going to work, and it's going to do the job. If you're on the fence about getting a direct box, don't. Just fucking get one. You'll thank me.
Hi Glenn, thank you for all the amazing tips. A friend of mine bought a Neve 88M USB audio interface. I have the Focusrite USB audio interface, but according to him, the Neve is another level and would help me get a more better sound. You already proved that price doesn't always mean quality, but as it really sounds better, I would consider it. What do you think? Thank you.
Hey Eduardo, I think your buddy's full of shit. You know, I did the review on the 88M there last year. You know, it's a fantastic box, but then again, so are even the low-end Focusrite things. Is it going to get you a slightly better sound? Maybe. Is it measurable in the noise floor? Yes. Is it going to make any kind of audible difference? That remains to be seen. The cool thing about the Neve is, you know, you can load up the preamps transformer and back off the volume and get some saturation going on. You can't do that with the Focusrite. But in my opinion, that's the only noticeable advantage. You know what I mean? Like, sure, it says Neve on it. It looks cool, all that kind of stuff. Great. But is it going to be several orders of magnitude better? Probably not. You're going to pay an awful lot more money for a very small improvement. And I work with Neve. I use Neve shit in here all the time. The stuff is great. It's absolute top of the heap. And is it another level and help you get a better sound? No! Your friend's an idiot. Sounds like somebody drunk the marketing Kool-Aid. The best thing you could probably do is get yourself a reamp box and record a couple guitar tracks. Match gain, run it through the Neve, run it through the Focusrite, and you tell yourself what sounds better. That's the best way to do it. Here's another thing. We're talking about direct boxes. This is the Signal Art reamp, and I'm kind of disappointed that a lot of you guys haven't got a reamp box of any kind. This is probably the most important tool in my studio. This allows me to do the tests I do and make A/B comparisons so you can really hear what's going on. Because as Jim Lill paraphrased there, it's like, I can't remember what something sounded like 10 seconds ago, much less 3 years ago. So unless you can do a direct A/B comparison, you're really just pulling facts out of your ass when it comes to saying, well, this sounded this way, this sounded another way. The reamp box in combination with cheap home recording has allowed us to dispel a lot of the guitar myths. And for all the people out there who claim to be tone experts, I'm kind of shocked that most of them haven't even heard of a reamp box, much less bought one.
Hey Glenn, I noticed your ATEM software controller up on the screen. Would you be able to go over your setup that includes your ATEM? I have an ATEM Mini Pro, and I can see if I can do something better.
I use it, not as much as I used to. I still use it a bit, mostly for my live streams and whatnot. That being said, I'm starting Twitch over the next couple months. I'm going to be doing a Twitch channel, and it's going to be a lot more behind the scenes stuff. I mean, like, I'm in here, 5-10 hours a day working on videos and whatnot, so I figure it might be kind of cool to actually stream some of that stuff out and see what we get, see if you guys are interested in any of that kind of stuff. I might actually do my next viewers comments live on there, at least the rough takes and whatnot, because I've got everything all kind of hooked up as it is. Really curious to see how that would go. Should be fun nonetheless. I'm going to be doing some mixing on that as well, and all you got to do is look up Spectre Sound Studios over on Twitch. Subscribe, follow me, all that kind of stuff there. It should be really cool. Hope to see you in there. Like I said, it's going to get a lot more in-depth into the production stuff, and then I think that would be the appropriate place to talk about the ATEM and that kind of shit.
I know quite a few new sales who work with OBS capturing browser pages and a few files in direct conditions. They work quite well with a good memeboard and a smart presenter.
Hey, Cyberchrist. Okay, I don't know what any of that means. If you could explain a little further, that would be great. You can do direct browser page capture on OBS. Didn't know about that. I don't know how to do that. And direct conditions work quite well. The meme board and a smart presenter. Okay, I don't know what those are either. What the fuck is a meme board and a smart presenter? Could you please elaborate a little bit more? Sounds like that might be cool and it might help speed up my workflow, actually. Because I find my big problem with doing Resolve is I do screen caps of whatever I'm working on, and then it, you can't just drop it right into Resolve. You got to put it into a folder and then bring it back in. It's just, it's kind of clunky the way that goes. So if there's a way to do it much more efficiently, say in OBS or something like that, I'm very much interested in that. And so please elaborate a little bit, and that'd be great. That being said, OBS, what a fucking pain in the ass. It's free, it's great, but there's no great documentation. A lot of it has to do with going to Google and, looking for 20 minutes at a whole bunch of different answers for things you're not talking about before you finally come across the thing you are looking for. Giant pain in the ass. I might be looking at the Telestream software for doing my live streaming stuff. So hopefully that's going to work better. Time will tell. Anyway, hope to see you on Twitch. But Cyberchrist, yes, please leave a detailed explanation. I'd really appreciate it.
I recently rewatched the 5 Cheap Mics video and was wondering if you could do a 5 Cheap studio monitors.
Possibly at some point that might be worth shooting out, but in the meantime, I would really recommend checking out the Slate VSX review because that's unsponsored and you guys funded that, and I'm giving you my actual real fucking thoughts into it. Once again, links here. Check it out if you haven't already. Is it going to be the next big thing in terms of monitoring? Is it really going to help you get the kind of results you want? Check out the video. And then you can answer that question for yourself. Might be a cool alternative to monitors, though.
With a bad guitar tone and great musical ideas, you can make great songs. With a great tone and no musical ideas, you have nothing.
Oh, what are you talking about, man? I love 9-minute self-indulgent gent epics with absolutely no vocals whatsoever. That's the thing that comes up on Monday Mix Reviews more often than not is, interesting mix, great, but would I actually listen to this song more than once? That's a fucking good question I think a lot of people don't actually ask themselves. It's like, if you're recording music, remember, you are recording for an audience. Try and keep them in mind and try to not bore them to death. I know that's tough, but it is possible. All right, everybody, thanks so much for watching. Thanks to DistroKid for sponsoring this episode, and hope you guys have an amazing weekend. It should be Friday at NAMM, so if you're in Anaheim at the NAMM show, I will be on the floor. If you see me, come say hi. I love meeting you guys. This is it's always so much fun to meet you guys and whatnot. And if you've got some questions or whatnot, please feel free to leave one below. I love answering your questions. I love getting ideas from new videos from you guys, all that kind of cool stuff. Hey, let me know you're there. Leave a comment. Love to hear from you. Anyway, have a wonderful weekend. I'll see you back here next week. Infamous friends from a friend of infamous friends. What the fuck, Glenn? They're so cutting edge. They're so interesting. I can't wait for the song to end.